In 1989, shortly after I was born, I moved to Italy with my parents. My father, a Korean diplomat stationed in Rome, often hosted guests where wine flowed freely. My mother, one of the first Korean graduates of ICIF, the Italian Culinary Institute for Foreigners, filled our home with cooking, laughter, and joy. I, on the other hand, was a shy, introverted boy who spent much of his time alone. Through the adventure stories and novels I read, and through our travels all across Europe, there was one thing and one thing only that always fascinated me at the hotel breakfast buffet: the honey tube. I would spread it on plain, crunchy biscuits, drizzle it over tart fruit, sip ice-cold lemon water sweetened with honey in the summer, and drink warm lemon honey tea in the winter. By high school, I was allowed to drink beer, and I would add honey to it. Later, when I entered university in Korea, I began experimenting not just with beer, but also with wine, whiskey, and cocktails, like the martini. Then came to my military service. I had the honor of serving in one of the South Korea's elite units. During that time, I developed a daily ritual, brewing a fresh cup of coffee every morning from scratch. Instant coffee was available, but the automatic coffee machine at my battalion commander's post fascinated me. I think I tried to recreate that taste, without having to salute my top-ranking officer every morning. 2 years later, I was discharged. And one day, while sipping a beer mixed with honey, a question suddenly struck me. Why isn't there a drink made entirely from honey? Around that time, while playing a game called Skyrim, I happened to discover the Mead. Then watching YouTube clips on homemade Mead, I knew exactly what I had to do. Without much of a plan, I bought simple homebrewing equipment and started making it myself. The problem was, I wasn't preparing anything for graduation or job applications. So my parents grew frustrated, and I was practically kicked out of the house, holding my brewing gear to a friend's place near campus. And that's how Three Bears Meadery began. 3 former students from the design department. We were young, reckless, and foolish back then. We've made countless mistakes, but we also learned the hard lessons of business, teamwork, and production on a commercial scale. Before long, I realized I couldn't juggle both work and brewing, so I left the partnership, but never stopped experimenting at home. Eventually, I set up a workshop near my former company, teaching countless students while continuing my own research on recipes. Then one day, I met Matt and Chris, the organizers of European Mead competition, the Mead Madness Cup. Even though I wasn't living in Europe at the time, they convinced me to enter. I rushed to make my first low ABV hopped mead. That moment pulled me deeper into the world of mead. Over time, I've brewed more than 80 different batches, hosted over 120 brewing classes, and earned several awards along the way. And then there was one winter, while walking back and forth between my office and workshop, I experienced an unusual event that would change my life forever.
가을이나 지금은 똑같아 어떻게?
겨울에 뭘 먹고 커? 먹을 게 없는데.
그래서 그런가?